Most of what you've been taught about supportive leadership is making your team weaker. The empathy, the psychological safety, the I'm here for you. Let me take that off your plate. All of this done wrong will quietly train the people on your team to need more of you, not less of you. And it feels like good leadership, but it's actually a dangerous rescue strategy that you will ultimately pay the price for. I'm going to make the case that the kindest thing you can do for your team is something most leadership coaching tells you not to do. Stick with me because this one's going to rub against almost everything that you've heard. I'm Jayson Krause. I wrote The Science Behind Success, and I coach executives and I train leaders to coach. So let me be clear about what I'm not saying. I'm not anti-empathy. I'm not telling you to be cold or harsh or to throw people in the deep end and walk away. What I'm saying is the goal of support has been completely misunderstood. And once you see it correctly, I believe that you'll lead differently tomorrow. Here's the conventional wisdom. Good leader removes obstacles, making things easier, steps in when someone's struggling, and ultimately takes the weight off. It sounds really caring to do this, right? But follow this to the end of the story. Because what happens to a person who's never allowed to struggle is not pretty. Someone who has every hard thing smoothed over for them, every obstacle removed, every difficult moment is rescued. These are the people that will stay exactly where they are. They don't build capability because capability is only built under load. Think of it this way. Stress is a biological requirement for growth, and you took away the very thing that would have grown them, and you called it a version of support. Now, this is the trap that good-hearted leaders can fall into. The more you care, the more you want to ease the struggle, and the more you ease the struggle, the smaller you keep the people on your team. You're not protecting them. You're stalling them. You've become the drag and are actually decelerating their career effectiveness. And I'm not even kidding. I don't want you to think this is just a motivational opinion. There's biology underpinning this. And it's the reason why I named the work The Science Behind Success. Your body and your brain will only grow in response to demand. And muscle doesn't grow because you're comfortable. It grows because you loaded it, you stressed it, and you took it to the edge of what it could handle. And then what happens is it adapts and comes back stronger. So essentially, if there's no load, then there's no growth. And it's not just a metaphor, it's the physiological reality of what's happening inside your body. The people who work with you really work in exactly the same way. Capability is built at the edge of someone's ability, in the place of struggle, not in the space of comfort. So here's the reframe. If this is all true, then your job as a leader is not to remove the struggle. Your job is to keep your people in it safely with support long enough so that they actually grow. And there's a razor thin line here. And this is the whole game, the finesse of leadership. On one side of the line is abandonment. Too much struggle. There's no support. They drown. That's not leadership. That's a form of negligence. But on the other side is rescue. All support, no struggle. You take all the weight off and they stay small. So if accelerated growth happens on the fine line between those two, this is the space where the person knows you're right there, present in their corner. And they also know that you fully expect them to do the heavy lifting. That's some critical context here. And that's the difference between support and rescue. Support keeps you in the struggle. Rescue is going to hijack the struggle away. One of these methods grows people, the other one quietly weakens them, but it feels like kindness, and that's the trap. So here's the uncomfortable question, and I really want you to sit with this. When you step in and rescue someone on your team, whose anxiety are you actually managing? Theirs or yours? Because a lot of the time, we don't rescue people for their benefit. We rescue them because we can't tolerate watching them struggle. It's uncomfortable for us, maybe because we're impatient. Whatever reason, you end up grabbing the bar, you fix it, you take it back, and you tell yourself that you were being a generous leader. It wasn't. It was you managing your own discomfort at their expense. Real support is way harder than rescuing someone. It means sitting in the tension of watching someone struggle, staying present, resisting the urge to swoop in, and ultimately trusting that that struggle is the thing that's growing them, the thing that takes more discipline than fixing something ever would. That's what your expertise is used to. So when someone tells you leadership is about making things easier for the people on your team, push back on that because it's flat out not true. The leaders who build the strongest teams aren't the ones who remove every obstacle. They're the ones who can hold the line between struggle and support without flinching. And this is not the soft version of coaching. This is the science-based version, and a big reason why this whole channel exists. If this reframe landed, then subscribe. Because everything I teach here runs on this system. This is leading, and this is coaching grounded in how people actually grow, not how it feels good to lead. So, comment. Tell me in the comments, where do you cross the line from support into rescue? We all have a spot. What's yours? Build awareness to it. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.